we are talking about. As he said, the highest rated.
Money check, swagger check,
what?
drip check,
Oh,
cutter
shit.
check. You know I say fly like a jet. I'm a triple threat. Watch me flex.
Hello, Piesky.
Hi.
All right, Bam, how's it going, man?
Pretty good, Aman. How about yourself?
Good. I'm excited to get these ones squeezed in here. If you coaches are both here, then they might be, get them on speed dial for the potential timeouts. But other than that, Bam, how you feeling in this next round? You already got a win under your belt, and it wasn't an easy task. I will say that.
Yeah, definitely not. I know this one's going to be a huge battle, uphill battle as well. So looking forward to a good match with Piesky.
Hell yeah. Piesky, how are you feeling? You got Proc in the chat with you. You looked real good in the first round. Confident performance. Have you done some work on Bhamdeezy specifically?
Not so much. I've reviewed some lines, but I didn't pay much. I didn't pay much attention to prep. More, I was like, my coach prescribed me to, to walk backwards for the last 4 days because of these knight backward moves. You don't need to just understand the knight, you need to beat the knight. That's why I was skipping for the last 4 days, and we'll see if it helps.
That's right.
I was busy losing rating. That's right, jumping. Late nights.
That's right. There's no rules on that. Like if your match happens, a couple days later, who knows what happens to the elo in the meantime? You could end up winning the event and be lower rated than when you started the event. It is possible.
That's true.
So we are live on both. We're pretty much ready to go here. So unless either of you have any more questions, I'll just go to Bhamdeezy, who is our only full cam participant, to just call our coin toss. So Bam, heads or tails?
Tails.
All right, let's see it. We got tails. So I'll let you choose what color you'd like to start with.
I'll start with the white piece, please.
All right, done. And the last reminder, chess.com/play/online. I'll start the first game. You rematch from there. We're still in 3 minutes, no increment. That's it from me. Make sure to mute up the Zoom call. I will do the same. And we're only unmuting when the match is done, or if you'd like to call timeout for 3 minutes maximum.
Sounds good.
All right.
Sure.
Good luck, boys.
Come on.
All right. Let's put a little music on ourselves. I will say thank you very much. Eviscerated 10 kick subs to get the energy going for this matchup. I see you, MLP. I see you, Eviscerated, Jumpy, Cactus, Jumpy Gifted on Twitch as well tomorrow. Thank you very much, everyone. And like I said, let's put some music on and get this thing started. First to 6, remember. Bhamdeezy is starting with the white pieces. And here we go, folks. BrahChamps continues. Remember, first to 6. Immediately, I'm looking at this opening, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm wondering, what the heck is this? You're not supposed, there's no pawn in the center at all. This looks like a great start for Bhamdeezy. Nothing too special, but I like what white's got. More space, the full center. Long match, so there's opportunities for comebacks, mistakes, blunders, bad openings. It's about the adjustment as well. If you have a bad opening, are you just going to repeat it? Are you just going to repeat it? Or are you going to switch it up? Do these fighters have the capability to switch up? Larissa is confused and saying, hang on, I think my guy Piesky is supposed to play Sicilian. Well, this was the Sicilian, except Bhamdeezy went for c3, the Smith Mora, and that threw off Piesky entirely, who didn't know what to do, and now he's in a completely different game. I wonder if that's something that the coaches will mention. You know, these are those little bits you want to, as a coach, you can do your best to help your fighter, gathering some info throughout the match so that when you got those 3 minutes, you know, you just spill it entirely. Let them know as much info as you can. But we're still early days here. Nothing wrong with the position for either side. To the middle, you know, snorked up on both sides, completing development. About even, I have to say. Position is about even. Doubling up. Now, of course, you got to watch out for knight d4, but the knight is here for now. No problem. Time management about even. Position about even. This is so close right here. And knight back to b8. That has to be a mistake. Like, I get wanting to put the knight on d7, but it should have been there in the beginning. And oh my goodness, the knight's rerouting. But I'm telling you, missed opportunity to not put it there in the first place for a much better position. Let's see what Piesky can do. This can be huge. Also, where does this go? Can't go here, can't go here. Oh my goodness. It's available. Bhamdeezy gets hungry for a pawn on b5, and Piesky punishes immediately with bishop a6. He shouldn't have taken the bait. Oh, Fish is not happy about this. Queen goes into c6, but I'll tell you, this piece is dropping, and the position is all Piesky now. This is hanging as well. Bhamdeezy has got the clock to hope for. That's it. Because there's no way he's making it out of this. Maybe this? You know, that's probably like the only kind of trick, maybe. But, you know, this one to keep pressure on everything makes perfect sense. It's a tough decision here. Oh, my goodness. You got to be kidding me right now. Oh, Bhamdeezy might want to call that timeout in game number 1, folks. Oy, 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 that's terrible. No board vision from Bhamdeezy, who drops his queen to start off this match. Yikes. Well, this is completely over with a minute on the clock. There's nothing to worry about here. And Piesky can, if spotted, conclude things right away. But, of course, stuff is hanging here as well. And he does finish off game number 1, but it was never going to be in doubt after that queen blunder. We're into game number 2, and we are playing the Benoni. Oh my God, is this prep? Is this prep from Fish? The Benoni? I'm just going to say, a pretty bad opening. Not one I would expect a 1200 to be proficient in, but let's see. Benoni can be very, very tricky, tough to handle. Normally a 1200 with white is not killing the Benoni, right? This is an opening that gets worse at the higher levels, but let's see who's better prepared here. I think the opening is terrible, period. I'm a big Benoni hater. Let's see what Piesky can do. Just to show you what I mean. Bhamdeezy is already significantly worse here. However, as I said, not found by Piesky. He's probably used to positions where Black plays this, and he's familiar with this idea. But if Black hasn't taken yet, this knight move looks a little silly. So I wonder if he's kind of getting thrown off here. Let's see. He's not developing this bishop. Bhamdeezy does not have access to knight e5, though, and that might be something he's used to. So far, Piesky is looking solid right now. Feels like decent preparation overall. Time advantage in this one. What would I recommend as the next couple moves? It's tough. I definitely think this one needs to occur. This makes me immediately think of this move. I do not at all like this bishop on b7. It's doing nothing. And Piesky has got that strong A pawn. Move this, bring that over. It's usually what you want to do. Black wants to play this and this. This piece is a problem. It probably should be here so it can go maybe to that square. I think this is a great move. You have ideas maybe like this, but yeah. Once this happens, this, Bhamdeezy is cooking with gas here. Piesky, I think, got a little bit confused after a pretty good opening. Knight d2 didn't make any sense. Why are you blocking your bishop? You have no development over here. I think Piesky had this idea from a different position and kind of got it confused because it's an idea in this opening, but usually the pawn structure looks like this so that the knight can go to c4. Right here, it's looking out of place. Might see this. There's also this move. This one, yep, offering a trade's a fantastic looking move from Bhamdeezy. Now, it's a question whether Bam will eventually reroute, because if you leave that there, it's almost like you're playing down a piece. Truly. Okay. Now, I don't see a lot of danger here, even if this move happens. Remember, this queen is well positioned. Bhamdeezy plays the move that I think Coach Fish can be very proud of. Bishop c8, rerouting the bishop, and oh my goodness, right after a move you can be proud of, he plays possibly the worst move in the position, followed by the worst move in the next position. Oh my God, Bhamdeezy just committed treason here. The fact that Queen h8 checkmate is not being played is so ridiculous. It's unbelievable how bad that decision was to give up the bishop. Absolutely horrific. And checkmate missed by both players for 2 straight moves is just disgusting. Oh my goodness, I'm still reeling from that. Absolutely unacceptable on both sides. And I'm telling you guys, Bhamdeezy has absolutely no, oh my goodness. And now he's going for checkmate at the risk of goddamn mate. Oh my, you are kidding me. These guys have no respect for their kings. None. You gotta be joking me. Now he sees the mate and he's panicking. Holy shit, what is this match? Oh my goodness. Mate in goddamn 1 was missed, and you get checkmated yourself. Neither player deserves a fucking point from this one. Incredible. Incredible, really. The fact that a whole point was awarded to either one of these players is ridiculous. Should be null. 0-0 and go to the next one. It's 2-0 Piesky. And I mean, the coaches have to be livid right now. You have to be. Checkmate was missed by both players multiple times. Bhamdeezy needs to recollect and put a goddamn point on the board. How about that? Back to basics. This one would be a serious mistake. Maybe not losing, but it definitely doesn't feel right. Normally, bishop e6 is not a good move. Let's say that, right? It blocks the pawn. It's not what you want to be doing. He's going to need to develop like this. I'm seeing Bam with some early moves. Early queen moves. I would have said castling makes more sense. Now, this will be very good if you can execute it. However, what I'm expecting is that one of these moves is going to happen. Okay, it ends up being this one. And what does Piesky do now? This one, oops. This one, oops. So you actually have to undo the move you just did, but that's a difficult thing to come to terms with. He plays it, but that already means the last move was pretty bad. Coach Fish says he's now playing the Alapin, which we said we were not going to play this match. Interesting. Well, I have to say, I'm not aware of what to do here other than maybe taking. Maybe Fish is looking for knight f3 or bishop c4. Must be some other moves here. Because Piesky, I think, remembered something good and is transposing. Oh my goodness. This could be all over right here. Now, if this, obviously mate in 1 won't be seen. So I think Bhamdeezy is actually going to play this move because he knows that the opponent is not capable of checkmates in 1. Bhamdeezy, I'm sorry to say, brother. I'm sorry to say. It doesn't work that way, okay? It doesn't work that way. A valiant attempt. I thought he was going to call timeout. We have no timeout from Bhamdeezy. Coach Fish might be losing his mind right now. His fighter is not calling timeout and he's bleeding. He's bleeding. The coaches cannot call timeout. Matter of fact, the way we've designed this BrahChamps matchup is so that the coaches can see that there's a timeout available and they're locked in a cage, unable to call it themselves. Just part of our sadistic attempt to include the coaches here. So thank you, Fish. Bhamdeezy is right to go back to this opening. However, this has been available every single time. No one's going for it. Oh, immediately right here. Bhamdeezy is either on tilt or he's remembering absolutely zero from his training because this move tells me you know nothing about this opening. A5 by black is a 0% inclusion move. There's no position in the Benoni where you ever play A5. 0. This move needs to be A6. Oh, it's so bad. These light squares are absolutely crying here. And Bhamdeezy has got a goddamn knight hanging and he's not moving it. He's refusing to call a timeout and his chess is unrecognizable and it looks like we're on the way to 4-0. He hasn't even changed his expression. He's just hanging pieces left and right. This could be an absolute wash, folks. It could be 6-0. Can't believe we're even talking about that possibility. The question is, does Bhamdeezy have another gear? At the very least, I feel like a loss in this game. You have to call that timeout and get that verbal lashing that your coach is ready to unload on you. I mean, we're talking about Piesky right now being up a piece, completely solid, nothing to worry about. I can even get this going. Oh my goodness. The coach is already calling for a self-ban after Bhamdeezy's chess today. Coach Fish is absolutely up in arms. He can't believe what he's watching right now. You know what? I have a question, folks. Does Bhamdeezy even know that he's down a goddamn piece? Because he didn't bat an eye when he hung it. And I swear to God, he's looking at the position like it's normal. My friend, you are down a piece. Please recognize this. And the cherry on top may be found here. Not to mention this also looks like a great move. Oh, the hands are up in the air. He can't believe the chess that he's putting on the board right now. Is he going to call the timeout? It wasn't played. Big move missed, but, you know, we can forgive Piesky. He's completely winning. Missing moves when you're completely winning is like much less impactful than missing it when you need to find it, when the alternative is being lost. So, you know, all good. White is still crushing here. But of course, you'd love to see knight e7. It's a phenomenal move there. Next is this, and yep, pack it up and reset for next time. Yeah, those rooks versus those pawns. You could actually take one of white's rooks off the board, and white would be completely winning. That is how good this position is. Oh my goodness. We haven't even got to a time scramble because the positions are absolutely lights out KO before they get there. I mean, you got this, you got this. You can't even recommend a decent move here. Bhamdeezy, will he call that timeout? He's locking back in. He's going straight back in. No timeout. Play continues. He's now hanging center pawns. He is completely unrecognizable, folks. He's hanging a pawn on move 4. No timeouts called. He is just walking to his death at this point. It's 4-0. We're already on the way to 5 with that mistake on move 4. Coach Fish is suggesting that Bhamdeezy should add a third pair of glasses because he clearly can't see the fucking board right now. And if Bhamdeezy could call a timeout, if he would just do it, he could hear this great advice from his coach. This could shift the balance. Now, I will say, Bhamdeezy is a move away from what I would say is quite a good position. Bhamdeezy plays the first good move of the goddamn match right here. Pawn to d5. This pin is annoying. The knight is about to jump in. Yes, you can deny. You don't have to capture, but that's big space gained for Bhamdeezy here. Pawn to d5. I mean, it is a good move. It is a good move. Overall, we're still in trouble. This is like my 400-pound life when all of a sudden they eat, carrots and hummus. It's like, okay, that is a good decision. Overall, we're not quite where we want to be, but got to celebrate the small victories. Knight d5. This is amazing. Double pawn potential here, and pieces are... Oh, okay. I'm telling you, Coach Fish is going to lose his mind here if the right move is not played. He's going to lose his mind. I think he might have lost it. Truly. Bhamdeezy down in the hole, 4 games, not playing this move will go down in history. This is an automatic move. You have to play this. There's no discussion. Playing this, retreating the bishop. Yes, it's still winnable position. Yes, it's an amazing position. But oh my goodness, you have to sacrifice the piece. Please. You just have to. Piesky is running around a headless chicken here. Continue to gain the tempi. This is completely winning. Make it count. If the queen goes here, there's got to be something. Now, he might be thinking this, but don't jump into it just yet. Better a move like this. Maybe hit the knight, then you can go from there. Absolutely, makes perfect sense. Knight to g6. Now, Bhamdeezy needs yet another move. For example, one move that comes to mind, maybe knight here and queen there. This move does allow the queen exchange. I'm not a fan. He kind of let him off the hook there. Piesky is struggling, and oh my God. Bhamdeezy is playing chess at a level about half his elo right now. He can't move the pieces properly without hanging a goddamn piece. It is incredible what's happening right now. Unrecognizable. He hangs the bishop and his good position, his one good position, is completely thrown. It's going to be 5-0 right now. But just remember, folks, if it's tied 6-6, we will reveal the secret tiebreak method in the chessbrah channel. We've never had to reveal it, and I think it could be this match right here. Stay tuned. A5 hurts. It just hurts. Now, Bhamdeezy, if his wits are about him, he'll play this one, which is technically a fork. Snork up. That's the first thing that I'd like to see. Yeah, I mean, it is a good move. 20 seconds. Look, Bhamdeezy, the match has not been in your favor so far. It's now a time scramble. Show some goddamn speed, because if you're not going to play good chess, God damn it, at least play fast. And there you go. Signs of life for Bhamdeezy. He heard us talking about the tiebreak format. He's got to lock in right now. He's down 10 seconds, though. 6 seconds. 5. He's closing the gap. Save that rook. The king's moving up to c4. That's something you can take. Bhamdeezy. 7 seconds. Piesky panicking. All of a sudden, it's turning around. You got to get the pre-moves in. Bhamdeezy, wake up. This is your moment. He's finally pre-moving on the light squares. Bhamdeezy, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. 1.1, you gotta move. He's shuffling, and he's on the board. It's 4-1. Bhamdeezy, making it look easy. And he drinks that body armor. A confident swig after a time scramble win. Whatever gets you back in the game mentally. It's 4-1 right now. He's going no timeout. He's handling it raw. This blunder has happened every single game. And believe me, with no timeouts taken by either fighter, it's going to keep happening. So that's a guarantee. No. Straight up, Bhamdeezy is fucking trolling. I swear to God, I said this in the last game, and I stand by it. He actually does not fucking realize that he's losing a piece with this line. He thinks it's some kind of weird trade. He literally is hanging a piece on purpose. I actually think he's not processing that he's down a goddamn piece here. Like, it's not clocking to him. What on earth is he doing? He's forcefully, he's like excited to play the same line. Haha, idiot. He's excited to hang a piece again. The exact same way. It's shocking. Like, buddy, look at the position. Count them up here. You have less pieces than your opponent. When is he going to realize this? Is he ever going to realize this? He could be playing piece odds every other game from now on. You have to look to the coaching staff. Maybe Fish was too busy reviewing theory. He didn't review the importance of material and making sure that you count the goddamn pieces. I mean, this is horrific. Okay, surely after the bishop's trade, Bhamdeezy is going to understand that he's down a piece, right? We agree on that? That has to be like, at that point, you don't have any minor pieces, and they do. Where is the realization? He's still got a bishop on the board, so he might think he's not down a piece yet. But just wait. When the bishops trade, that has to be like, that has to be the moment where you realize. Because what's occurring here? He is just giving piece odds. That's all there is to it. I will say, one thing Piesky is not doing well in this line is he's not providing space for the king. There's no luft being created. I would say it's a frequent mistake. And he's up a piece, at this point we're nitpicking. We're trying to find things to be concerned about. But there were checkmates blundered by both sides in one of the previous games in this line. And it really came for white because the pawns were not pushed. So if you're up a piece as well, I would take one moment, just one move to play something like this. Ladies and gentlemen, Bhamdeezy. Oh, he's realized he's down a fucking piece. Yep. So Bhamdeezy's brain is operating at n-1. So however many pieces he's down, he needs to be down 2 pieces to actually be down 1 piece. So now he realizes he's down. Yeah, okay, I got it, Bhamdeezy. We're tracking now. This makes more sense. You're down an entire rook. It's absolutely brutal here. Bam. What? This is just so unrecognizable. After cruising through match number 1, he's now facing a 5-1 deficit. And, the fans are wondering, will that timeout be called? Will he call a timeout to regroup at all? At this point, it looks like he's too deep. He's definitely handling it himself. There's just no other explanation. And that pawn is gone. I mean, to be expected. You're down an entire rook. You just don't have the firepower to match attack with defense. 14 seconds as well. I mean, this is a walkover. And yeah, you want to get in there. I think this is the right move objectively. You basically living on a hope and a prayer that this works. And this move sets up checkmate. It is a phenomenal move. There's nothing you can do here. 3 seconds as well. Piesky has got the win. It's 5-1. This is match point right now. Piesky has not looked to be in serious danger so far. The one loss was a time scramble. Avoidable for sure. And to be honest, either could have won. But Bhamdeezy has left it until the very last moment. The comeback quite literally has to happen now. There's no other way to do it. It is not looking like his game, so I do not feel any reason why we should expect a comeback. This one is loose. You're already down a pawn. Piesky has got everything to play for here. Great position. Probably about to be up 2 pawns, honestly. Yeah, this opening is not it. Bhamdeezy never got settled in this matchup. Piesky certainly had his own blunders as well. His general level has been significantly higher than Bam's. But, he had some shaky moments in the early games. Problem is, Bhamdeezy is making critical mistakes, like mistakes that can lose you an entire game in almost every single game that we've seen. And if you're making them that frequently, even if they're not capitalized on every single time, the odds are not in your favor. So will it be 6-1 or will Bhamdeezy start a potential comeback? I think not trading the queens is a miss. I mean, if I'm thinking, what am I going to do here? Trading the queens certainly comes to mind because it takes me to an end game, nice and easy. He plays bishop there. White gets to keep the queens on. I was actually thinking maybe pawn here to control that pawn in the center. But Piesky looks like he's probably playing it safe here. I mean, if I see this aimed at my king, I'm probably castling, but let's see what he does. This is a full pawn that could be captured, so I could see that. Now here, I would probably call that a mistake here. You allow a little bit of activity here, and why are you not castling? Time is even. You secure the match with a win. Play the safe move. I don't know why black wouldn't castle. And okay, b5 now. If we see this, it could be all over. All over. Because that could be a KO in the making. He decides to take. I'm not sure what the best move is there. I mean, this looks fine. But Piesky does get the queens off the board, so that's relevant. These pawns are weak, though, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Bhamdeezy just, kind of go after them slowly. Like this. I'm still looking at the king, feeling a little bit nervous with no escape square, but got lots of time still. I don't know why Bhamdeezy is not attacking these pawns. Instead, he's attacking a knight, which what I don't understand. Do you want to trade? You're down a pawn now. Why isn't Bam taking these pawns? They were for the taking. Could have probably picked up both of them, if I'm being honest. There we go. That's a good move. But guess what? It's a little bit late. Now your own pawns are falling. It's still good, but oh my goodness, it could have been a lot better. A6 waiting to be taken. Rook c8, not actually threatening checkmate, although I will say these guys really don't like making escape squares for their king until the very last moment. I mean, yeah, that's true. It is covered. Of course, I can't help but be nervous here for back rank mate when, kind of both players are living on the edge. Again, living on the edge. Like, yes, it's playable, guys, but these are not the habits you want to be getting into. A simple, back moves ago, a simple move like g3, escape square on a light square opposite of that bishop would have been the way to go. There's going to be some big pressure near the king, and Bhamdeezy has 20 seconds. He's also dealing with a weak king because he's refusing to make an escape square. King f1 also gets you mated. Bam needs a move. Finally, he plays this. He's got 16 seconds, and the match is over if he flags. Where is the urgency from Bhamdeezy? What about this pawn, for example? If you need some quick moves, I know where to find them. I would probably just send at this point. You don't have time to fix everything. Yes, this pawn is attacked. Yes, that defends it. But investing 2-3 seconds per move is not an option here. The king is quite safe, by the way, because this is defended. There's no tricky bishop move. And Bhamdeezy with 4 seconds, unless we see the most insane flag and choke from Piesky, it's not happening. 2 seconds. This match is looking over. And Bhamdeezy, unless Piesky chokes big time, it's certainly not going to happen. It's certainly 6-1 and a win for Piesky.
Hello.
GG's, man. You whooped my
GG.
ass. Nice work, man.
Piesky, Bam, welcome back in. Oi, oi, oi. Bam, Fish was wondering if you knew that you had a timeout of, if you knew that was an eligible offer. He thought there might have been a point during the 6 games you lost where you may have considered it.
Honestly, I just completely didn't even think about it. Once everything got rolling, I just started going with it, man. And I took some tough losses there, and I had one winning position and I felt good. And then he mated me just out of nowhere. And I think just the tilt really took over, and I really struggled with that.
Yeah, I think that's exactly why he was pointing that timeout, even if you don't even speak to your coach, as a reset, because it felt like you were going into the next game with the tilt of the previous game, and we saw maybe hanging pawns, you actually played a variation. To this moment, I have to ask you about it. Piesky, maybe you remember it as well. You're playing with black, Bam, and you're playing this Benoni setup. And multiple times you had your knight on e5. Piesky attacked it by playing f4, and you didn't move it. So you lost a piece. Did you know in the moment you were losing a piece there? Because you actually played the exact same line twice. So it was almost as if you didn't register that you were down a piece.
Yep, didn't register at all. That's exactly what happened. The tilt was real.
Yep.
The tilt was real, and so definitely own up to that. And great job to my opponent. That was a killer of a match.
Yep. Piesky, congrats. That was, convincing. There's no other way to say it. 6-1, no matter how you get there, you can get lucky, you can be fortunate, but it always, at the end of the day, is deserved if it's 6-1 like that. You played the better chess. There was a game, I think it was game 2, Piesky, where there was checkmate that I believe you earned, but oh my goodness, you both missed mate like 3-4 times that game. Both of you. Like you missed mate earlier, then you put the queen back on the square and then got the mate. Did it occur to you at any point during this match or during the game how insane that game was? Your coaches were losing their minds.
I'm happy I could provide some entertainment then. I mean, oh god, yeah. I think that we had some missed chances on the second game. Like I was white, and then we played Benoni.
Yep.
I feel pretty comfortable with. Bam was unlucky because I feel pretty comfortable in Benoni positions as white, and I drilled them a lot. I was actually expecting Bogo Indian from Bam based on opening tree, so that kind of caught me off guard. But other than that, I was pretty happy with his opening choices. Mm-hmm. He put some meaningful pressure with the Alapin. I had real trouble to get all of my pieces out. Maybe I need to review these lines further after the match, but other than that, that was a pretty good game.
Yep, I think the opening stood out. You had some rough goes against Bhamdeezy's, like kind of Smith Mora that he was doing, Alapin Smith Mora in game 1, and then also one of the games towards the end where you ended up winning his bishop on f6 to kind of like survive. That was actually the game that Bhamdeezy won. It was the one game that he flagged you, but he was like kind of killing you that game. That was like your pieces were struggling. So that's definitely something for you to look at. And I think your coach was saying the Benoni was something maybe you'd looked at for a different opponent. So you ended up being decently prepared there.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I don't know if you remember, Aman, but I played against some Sweat marbles against him, and it was a Benoni, and I did quite decent there. Mm-hmm. So I reviewed some lines after that. I have a course on that, so I made sure I'm comfortable in these positions, and how to launch an attack in the center. So I was pretty happy, especially with the game where I pushed my D and E pawn right down the center. Like I love when that happens.
Yep. Yeah, that was a particularly unpleasant game for Bam. But to be honest, Bhamdeezy, most of them were unpleasant. You had 2 though that, as I mentioned earlier, you just like didn't realize you were even hanging a piece. So when you go back and look at those, you'll be like, what the fuck was I even doing? Like you were literally handing over a piece. You kind of played piece odds in 2 of them. So that's 2 out of the 6 losses. Yeah. Then, you had the game where you did have a checkmate in 1. He ended up checkmating you. So that's kind of a 3rd. So you can kind of see how, you can bring the score back a little bit when you isolate these moments. It was night and day from some of the chess that, everyone in chat's seen you play. They were just like, I can't believe this is Bhamdeezy today. Like, I've never seen him like this.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be reviewing these games with Coach Fish. So for everyone that was supporting me, I appreciate all the love. Sorry from the bottom of my heart. Sorry for letting you guys down, especially to Coach Fish. We had pretty big expectations for this one. So, but at the end of the day, the better player definitely won. So,
well, he did suggest maybe a 3rd pair of glasses would help you. Your coach,
Yes,
your
yes.
coach, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what that might be his first order of business to review.
Right.
But the important thing about this format, bracket, entire tournament is you're not eliminated. It is a double elimination, so you're down into the losers bracket, which means that if I'm looking at our here we go, looking at our bracket here. So you are dropping down, and it looks like you will be playing the winner of Eviscerated Stockholmian. So that is potential match for you upcoming. Any thoughts about losers bracket and maybe what you can do to just rebound, like full mental reset after this one?
Yeah, just gonna haze myself with some more blitz and just going with a clear head. That's it. Just hit the reset button.
Yep. Piesky, you look good out there. You look good in match number 1. You look good in match number 2. It was not without its blips. Like if Bhamdeezy was on the ball game 2, boom, you get mated. Could be a very different match.
Yeah.
And you also went against some openings that maybe you were slightly more comfortable with. But I'm sure your coach will also have some things to review. However, you're our first winner in the quarterfinal as well. So you've moved even further onto the winners semifinal now, where you are going to wait for your next opponent. So you're ahead of things right now. It's looking good. How you feeling after 2 wins?
I'm really happy. I also feel relieved because I was in a bad form on Monday. Also, this morning it wasn't pretty just for me, but really big thanks to my coach, Krog, who kind of calmed me down. She sat with me for an hour before the match. I played some chill games, and she managed to get my mental on the right track. So this was really, really helpful. I don't think this would happen without her otherwise.
There you go. Love to see it. And I did enjoy, well, particularly for this match, due to the specifically game number 2, I enjoyed seeing the coaches lose their absolute minds with checkmate available for both players. But I like to see that both coaches were in the chat, and Fish actually remained in the chat the entire time. He may have called for a permanent ban on himself at multiple points, taking some ownership there potentially. But I imagine full debriefs all around. We have another match a little bit later today, in about maybe an hour or so, which is our last winners, or let's say round 1 matchup between Darkspur and Jake Allo. So that's upcoming for us here on BrahChamps. But Bhamdeezy, Piesky, again, congrats, Piesky. GG's, thanks for coming in. You're our first to 6 matchup. So thanks for taking that on.
Yeah, thank you, Bam. GG.
GG's, yeah, and thanks for having us, Aman. Appreciate the host as always.
As always, Bam.
That's true.
Yep, we will. We'll see you both for another match. No one is eliminated here today.
Yes,
Awesome.
Yes.
All right, take care, guys.
All
See
right,
you in the
guys,
chat.
thanks so much. Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.